Ow. Hello. We're chatting cool stuff, travel. What is YouTube doing? Hello. Do you plan your own international trips or not? Oh, this one's nice. Hello, kings. Hello, guys. Can you guys see the poll? I'm playing around with the new YouTube features. Do you guys plan your own trips? That's what we're talking about. A friend of mine reached out yesterday. I was talking about my upcoming Vietnam trip. And then she asked Bandi Tata Pili Vengaga, number one. And then she asked how I plan like my trips, especially the international ones. So, truth or dare? No. Those are drinking games and I don't drink. Can you guys see the poll? Let's do big head. Yeah.
Can I show you where to do?
Yeah.
This one I make it secure.
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's time still.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Just need one screw here.
Okay. It's fine. Okay. Thanks, man.
They said now I need to do all the way to fix that one.
You can get on, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, boss. All right, guys. we're talking about travel. Do you plan your own international trips? Or not? YouTube has all these effects. I think they're trying to be TikTok. Still mirror. I am not a human being. Do you guys plan your own trips for international travel? Wasn't the effect? If you guys are old enough to know that. I have 3 eyes now. Oh, that's scary. That's even scarier. Okay, let me do a sibling. Why didn't it do the sibling? Oh, it didn't do. Okay, I don't know. Is anyone interested in chatting about traveling? While I'm having my kofa, I'm gonna cycle to gym after I hang my laundry. It's just, there's a guy working here to fix some stuff, so I've got some time to kill. Where's my pole? Where's my pole? Okay, there's the poll. Does anyone want to answer? Hmm? 0 votes. You guys don't want to chat to me? Nobody wants to engage. Nobody. Nobody. No one wants to talk to me. I thought everyone wants to talk about travel, but obviously not with me. No one wants to chat to me. Sad girl. Let me play around with the YouTube effect since you guys don't want to chat to me. That's a retro effect. Throwback Thursday. Hi, Poloso. We're talking about travel. Do you plan your own international trips? Yes. Okay. Thanks for the vote. How are you doing? I'm okay. How are you this Sunday? I spent the last hour trying to find a puncture and pumping up my wheel. So, this is it. I feel accomplished. Yeah, that's how I'm doing. That is how I'm doing. Bike yami mdaka, I need to clean it. How are you doing? Thanks for the likes. Back to regular programming. $10. $10 for what? $10 for what? I don't even know how to read your name. I'm good. Thanks. For you cycling today? No. My tire was flat. I'm going to cycle, but I'm only cycling to the gym. So I'm not doing like a long ride. It's too hot now. It's like 12. The problem is that people coming to fix some stuff at my place. So I sort of had to plan around that. So my day isn't, according to me. Do I want $10? How much is $10? 160 Rand. Nah, I don't want it. Thanks though. Choose my effects. Let me use, this was funny. Yeah, let me use this. $1,000. If you offered $10 for the first time, now you're offering $1,000. It probably means you have neither. You don't have $1,000 and you don't have $10, because whatever you're gonna ask me to do for $10, you're now gonna try and ask me to do it for $1,000. I didn't cycle today. Has anyone been out for a run? Has anyone gone to gym? Has anyone been productive? I was saying it's too hot for me to cycle. There's a handyman coming and then there's someone else coming around 12. So that's sort of what I've been planning around. It's difficult for me to, it's probably a West African male. What's probably a West African male? The one who's offering me $1,000 or $100 or $10. Well, we'll never know. Have you guys been out? Either at the gym, out for a cycle, out for a walk, out for a hot girl walk. That's what my girlfriend likes to call it. Has anyone been out moving their body? Because you have to move your body, man. My coffee's finished. You have to move your body. Where you from? Where are you from? Where you from? Oh, so the reason I'm asking this, do you plan your own international trips, is because a friend reached out yesterday. Nice videos, very inspirational. Keep it up. Thanks, Tula. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. I'm talking about this trip thing because a friend reached out and she was sharing some stuff about Vietnam on my WhatsApp. We're gonna do like a long distance bus between two cities. So we're doing two cities in Vietnam. we're doing Da Nang, and then we are doing Halong Bay. So Halong Bay has this beautiful overnight cruises. So we wanna go in the city, spend 2 days there, and then also do the boat cruise as well while we're there. So it's gonna be like a 10-day trip overall, 10, 11 days. We've booked flights already. So my friend, oh, I'm sharing something about the bus thing that my girlfriend sent me, and then my friend is like, "When are you going? Can I come with?" And then I'm telling her, "Oh no, we're going in October. This and this, this and that." And then she's like, "Do you plan your own trips? Also, what do you do for leave?" So for context, my friend is a nurse, so leave days are very different to leave days um. So her leave days are like she gets, I think, 5 days she's working, 3 days she's off. So I told her you've got ample opportunity to do like short trips. She's in Gauteng, so it's like you've got ample opportunity to do like short distance trips. Limpopo has beautiful places. Mpumalanga has gorgeous places. Even Gauteng, Joburg has like nice places just on the outskirts. I mean, there's a place I stayed in, Muldersdrift, I think. Loved it, loved it. I stayed there 2023. That's where I spent my New Year's Eve, and I loved it. Before I flew back to Cape Town on the 1st when I was coming from Zim. Absolutely loved it. So I was just telling her about that, and then she's like, definitely, but like she also wants to do her first international trip this year, and she was basically saying she's still waiting on she's waiting on a passport. She's applied for a passport, and she went home office and did all of that. She's waiting for it to come back, and she's keen on like in Mozambique. She's also keen on Namibia. So I was telling her about Namibia. I've only been once, but it felt very similar to South Africa. Then I haven't been to Mozambique, but all the girls say Bilin is beautiful, and Shai is also quite nice. So I was just telling her about that, to do like nice shorter trips based on leave schedule. Yeah, okay. And then I think in December she gets longer leave, but it's hard to plan for it because Uti, they book ahead, but you don't know like early on what to do. And like I moved from first rand, and over there I had 28 leave days. So when I moved here I got 25. So when I was negotiating I asked for 28, and they were like, oh, is it a deal breaker because we've got a staff wide company wide leave policy. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to let the 3 days go. But I just felt so grateful for Ilivium because I am able to plan a trip for October and just go ahead and tell the company. Whereas if I was working in a role that was like 5 days on, 5 days off, it's that much more difficult to carve out like a straight 10 days for a trip. So I'm super grateful for that. And I think you take them for granted until you come across someone whose things are structured differently. So my friend also doesn't get she's a nurse at a private hospital. She also doesn't get public holidays off, but again she gets like the 5 days or 5 and 3, I can't remember. But what that means is that she can take like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday combined with the Saturday, Sunday, and then she's got like a 5 day spent in Mpumalanga, for instance. So it's set up differently for everyone, and it's just nice to chat and to have different people from different strata in your life, so that you like it's like touching grass, man. Like be aware ubana not everything works the same way for everyone, you understand? So yeah, and then that just got me thinking, like, how are people planning their trips relative to me? Yeah, so I was telling her for the Vietnam one, what we did is we actually went and got a quote from Wolo Travels, because I had been to Phuket with Wolo last year on a girls trip, and then my girlfriend had also been with Wolo as well to a trip with them. But she had been to Bali. So we both liked them, and we just wanted to find out, okay, should we both do Wolo, Vietnam, or South Korea? There was also an option, and Kenya was another option. Hey, did you guys see that First Rand is getting into Kenya? APSA is also getting into Kenya. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go to Kenya. They've got a bustling economy. They've got growing numbers in terms of urbanization. It's like their time when we had everyone, like the gold rush, everyone moving to Gauteng, you know, to work in the mines. So like I can't wait to get that opportunity to go there. I wanted to go to Kenya, I think 2 years ago for a 30th yam. Um, for a safari. So I wanted a safari. So every trip of mine is either safari or beach. I love both. So I have to pick. So in Kenya, I was going to be for a safari, but the prices were a bit high. So I opted for a Zim, in Botswana. So that's when I did like Ichobe and Vic Falls. But yeah, thanks, boss. You left the knife.
Yeah, it's on the table.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, man.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that. And then, oh, so I was saying Kenya, I'm really excited about what's happening in that economy. I love that South African banks are going there and putting down a foothold. They see opportunities in infrastructure funding. So even within First Rand, retail will be there. But CIB, so Rand Merchant Bank, CIB, so that they can finance projects will definitely be on the ground. I think Nedbank also has interests there or is establishing interests there, also for infrastructure funding. And Nedbank is very close to green bonds and ESG linked kind of projects. So that's also exciting to watch that roll out. But yeah, just generally, I'm super excited about what's happening in Kenya. But I took an off road. So those were three options: South Korea, Vietnam, ne Lantuka, ne Kenya. And then Kenya, we couldn't find like an agency online that was covering it, or not covering it, but like that covered that trip. Then we found Wolo, which was doing both Vietnam and South Korea, but South Korea was a bit expensive for us. I think a package Yabo didn't include flights, but like when we ran the numbers, the math wasn't mathing. So we chose Vietnam. And then when we got the quotes, we were like, okay, can we check how much it would cost if we planned it ourselves? And then like, I love a spreadsheet. So I did like a little spreadsheet and then I presented it to my girlfriend and I was like, what do you think about this? This is how much we would be saving if we DIY'd this thing. Versus like going to the company. We obviously both like convenience, but she prioritizes convenience more than me. I like keeping the purse strings close. I love spending on experiences, but the bulk of the high prices for these kind of trips to Asia are the flights. So the accommodation is relatively cheap. I mean, we got like a 4 or 5 star hotel for 3K. Yeah, for 2.3. Yeah, for 2.3 for 5 nights. Our first 5 nights are going to be spent in a 5 or 4 star hotel. Gorgeous, breakfast included. For 2 people, 2.3, 5 nights. Can you imagine? That's like 600 a night. Unheard of. So we found that really, really interesting. And then when I presented it to her, she's like, yeah, but what about this? What about this? So she's worried about airport transfers, and just like anything going wrong. And things can go wrong, which is why like we both have to buy into the self-planning, so that it's not oh, but you said, oh, but this happened, and like we're already in another country, and yeah, one. So we're going to be saving about 20K. So it was 30 through what's the name, Wolo Travels, and then when we self-plan, it's 40, so 2020. So that's 10K saved each, which is basically money that we can use for excursions and nogucha. So like I said, we already booked flights. The flights were 13K each, so 26K towards flight. We booked that last weekend. And then we also booked the first hotel, NDT 2.3 for 5 or 6 nights. Then I think now in Feb or beginning March, we're gonna be booking the second hotel, and then the luxury cruise we've booked, but you don't have to pay yet. We're really excited about that. That's probably gonna be the highlight of the trip, and that's gonna be in the second city. So yeah, We've got 2 cities, 1 cruise line, and then 1 overnight bus to travel cross city. It's about a 14-hour bus ride. So Cape Town, Josie ish. And it's a sleeper bus. So we're excited about that. Then, yeah. So I was just telling her, like, for Vietnam, it was super easy for us because we just went on Wolo and then we looked at what they were planning and we tried to mimic as much of that as possible. So obviously not all agencies do that and it's not available for all locations, but I think it gave us some level of comfort to be able to do that, because then you know that the hotel actually exists and things like that. We also, like, I did that with the Seychelles. When I went to the Seychelles, I booked on booking.com, but over there, like, I had no help, no anything. But the nice thing about the hotel, the lodge, let me call it that I booked in the Seychelles, was that it's pay on arrival. And the quote was about 520, 530 euros. So it was important that I pay on arrival because that was what, like 10K, 11K at the time. So it was a lot of money that I was going to have to part with. So at least I wouldn't part with it here. I would part with it when I'm already in the country. And then I booked my own flights. I think your return was 8.2, 8.3. Was flying from Josie to Topia with Ethiopian Airlines. So that was quite affordable. So yeah, I'm used to planning my own trips. I just find it more budget friendly. I also find that it feels less like a school trip and more like I'm in control and like I'm doing what I want with my time. But to each and to his own. And a lot of people like Bayoyika. I do obviously appreciate like a nice planned trip, but for the bulk of my trips, especially if I'm a solo traveler, I would rather just self-plan. But yeah, that's what I was hoping to speak about here, but it seems no one is interested. Sad girl. Super sad girl. I just had to sort something out. Where am I based? I just had to sort something out. Where am I based? I'm in Cape Town, boss man. I'm in Cape Town. Where are you? I am in Cape Town. I'm in Cape Town. No one's saying anything to me.